Anyway, yeah, so why don't we move on to our next set of projects that I'll let Omri introduce.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. So I'm Omri, as has been stated. We're going to go into the remote program projects now. And for those of you unfamiliar with the remote program, this is a program that is fully remote. So they attend class, but otherwise it's exactly the same. So they attend class every day with the same hours, the same curriculum. And they've all been doing this from, I think for almost all of them, their homes, and for one or two of them, a co-working space near where they live. So it's been a great time. It's been really awesome. It's an amazing group of people. I'm very excited. We have 3 projects coming up, and we're going to get started with this first one. This is called Venn, and I think you all are going to have fun with it.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tess Wolterstorff, and my teammates are Laura Robinson and Gittie Atlas, and we built Venn. So coordinating dinner plans with other people can turn into an outrageously drawn out and frustrating ordeal. The conversation can go in circles, usually via an annoying group text, until someone finally makes the call. And then maybe you end up at the choice of the most assertive person in the group or just at the same old place. We wanted to eliminate this conversation and get those plans scheduled as quickly as possible in a way that makes the most people happy. To solve this headache, we built Venn. With Venn, you can initiate an event and select friends to invite. Those friends can suggest up to 3 restaurants from their list of favorites, or they can search for new spots. They'll also tell Venn how strongly they feel about those preferences. When the suggestions are in, Venn finds the optimal place based on the overlap of their suggestions.
We wanted to help users easily add and access their favorite restaurants. In order to allow users to search for and save particular restaurants, we use the autocomplete API from Google Places, which automatically fills in the name of the place as the user types. Once the user selects a restaurant, we use the place ID to query the place details API to get additional information like geometry information, which we use to display the location on a map.
We wanted the experience to feel fast for the user. From their perspective, deciding on a restaurant is as simple as 2 actions. One person creates an event, then everyone suggests their restaurant. However, behind the scenes, Venn is carrying a heavy load. When a user creates an event and invites their friends, these friends are attached to the pending event as guests and notified that their response is needed. Then when a guest responds to the event, each restaurant is scored and Venn checks to see if everyone has voted. When they have, or if the event creator closes the event to new suggestions, this triggers the calculation for the final restaurant. Guests can now see the final restaurant in their default view and a map to the restaurant on the event detail page. Users have the ability to save friends and restaurants to their favorites throughout this process from almost any screen, reducing the amount of overall actions they have to perform to decide on the right place. Users can also easily filter events by status, such as scheduled or pending.
We wanted everyone's voices to count and for as many people as possible to end up happy. So in this example, Omri wants to go to Cosmic Cafe or Velvet Taco and doesn't really want to go if a different place is chosen. He clicks "It's a must" when he submits the form, and his options are stored with a high score. Jack, on the other hand, doesn't really care where he goes. He has a slight preference for Velvet Taco or Mi Cocina, so he clicks "Whatever" when he submits his form. The score for Velvet Taco is incremented slightly, and Mi Cocina gets a low score. Since Jack is the final guest to respond, the event is finalized, and they end up going to Velvet Taco, the place they both wanted. On the final page, a guest can see who is going but not what everyone suggested, allowing them to feel free to express their honest opinion when voting.
We wanted Venn to be easily accessible anytime. While we ensured our desktop site looked sleek, we designed it primarily for folks in their 20s and 30s who use their phone all the time. So we decided to make a responsive mobile-first web app for optimal user experience across all devices.
These are some of the technologies we used to build Venn. We built the front end with React and Redux along with Semantic UI, which helped us create beautiful responsive layouts using declarative component APIs. We used Google Places API to gather establishment information about restaurants. Our API was written in a RESTful architecture pattern, and we used Heroku, known for its speed and scalability, to deploy our app. As a team, we learned an incredible amount while creating Venn, and we had an amazing time working together. You can check out our source code at the GitHub link on the slide, and if you want to plan your next event using Venn, Visit us at vennplanner.com. Thanks for listening.
Oh yeah, reminder that if you'd like to vote for Venn, make sure to like the post, like the pinned comment. I'm trying to point to it. There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, I love doing that, breaking the fourth wall just a little bit. Yeah, I wanted to add on to that because I worked with these teams pretty closely, and I have some funny anecdotes and some funny technical things to add to this. Like one of the things I really liked about what this team did, not just like what the product and like the problem they solved, but also like it's not obvious, but the data modeling needed to do that was actually like very sophisticated. There were lots of join tables and lots of like hooks and things that needed to run on when certain events happen on the server. So it was just really cool. They executed that very effectively. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, I think it's it is a cool problem to solve. I feel like only if everyone is really passionate about where they're going to eat, do you need it to be anonymous, I guess. But it's still a nice feature to have in case there are some really, opinionated eaters.
Yeah, I can say if I felt opinionated, I would definitely want people to not know that. So in
Right.
that example,
Yeah,
right? Because I have this cool,
only tacos.
neutral demeanor that I need to maintain at all times.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
That would be
That's
cool.
great. And definitely, let me just say, as a former mathematician, it definitely tickles my heart to see things like Venn diagrams being used in the public.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what else will tickle your heart? This team had they were trying to decide on their domain name, and they like went through lists of tons, and so it was just like vennandbear.com and stuff like that. It was really good.
And they're done that.
Yeah, I think that was another one. Yeah.
So good. So good.
Cool.